Do you want to learn how to make your yoga dancey and artsy? This is how it can look like. If you have enjoyed this, stick around. We're going to teach you everything about that combination. I'm so excited to welcome you here. I'm Anasma Yoga Dance Air. I will share with you today a combination. This choreography is intermediate level, but I will offer you options to make it either simpler or more complex. It's a combination that you can repeat on the right and on the left. Today I will be collaborating with Heather Stants, who's a beautiful dancer and yoga teacher based in California. She has created her format Dance Flow Yoga, whereas I'm based in France, close to Lyon, and I have created Yoga Dance Air. So the way you can do this is to learn Heather's choreography and then learn mine. She's also teaching the first section of this choreography on her channel, and I will let you check the links. And we're going to offer you a little challenge on Instagram, and we will edit you, everybody, in one single video so that it looks like a solo performed by many bodies and people. The effect will look like this. In order to play, make sure that you follow both our Instagram accounts, that you tag both of us, both hosts, and I'll be putting our names right here and here. And at last, that you use the 3 hashtags that we're going to write down here. So you have Dance Flow Yoga for Heather, Yoga Dance Air for me, Anasma, and then Dance Your Yoga for both of us so that we can find your video adequately. We will have a winner for this challenge, so we really hope you join. We will pick randomly one person from all the people who send us a video of themselves doing the piece. I will offer a free month on my online school where there's over 100 hours of content. If you love this type of work, then there's a whole school for this that I'm very excited to launch. Check out school.yogadanceair.com. And Heather will be offering a private class on Zoom. So we will set a deadline that is going to be here and also in the description below so that we can collect information in a timely manner. Let me know in the comments below if you have any questions. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and you give us a thumbs up to show us the love. Let us know that you want more of that content. And now let's get started. Before we start with the choreography, let's do some warm-up, and I will be using sun salutations in a dancing way to introduce some of the movements we will need later on for our choreography. Let's come in the front of our mats, and we're going to put our hands in prayer just to come here, gather ourselves. Feel your feet on the floor and feel the top of your head pushing against the ceiling. Breathe in and out through the nose peacefully at your own pace. Letting the belly expand on the inhale and come tight towards the back body on the exhale. Inhale through the nose. Navel is coming out, the waist is getting wider. You're also feeling the right and the left ribs. Exhale, coming towards the center line of the body. And then trying to rise your navel, your belly button towards the ceiling. One more time, inhale. Welcoming more air in your hips everywhere. And exhale. Pulling it in and up, letting the energy rise, give you energy, power. One more time, inhale. And now you're going to notice the little space that is between the inhale and the exhale. Okay, now we're going to use that space between the inhale and the exhale to contract the perineum. So let's inhale. Engage the pubic bone, so the base of your abdomen connects the ischions, pubic bone, and anal sphincter, the base of the abdomen. You bring that in and up as long as you can during the exhale, at the same time as your navel goes in and up, and it hooks itself up. Deep inhale. Release to the gravity, perineum. Exhale, anti-gravity. In and up. Energy, power. Okay, now we start adding movement. And inhale, arms overhead. Perineum engage, exhale. Bend at the elbow, you can come 90 degrees parallel to the floor. Place your hands on the thighs, the middle of the thighs. Inhale, lengthen your arms so that the head is far away from the pelvis. Exhale, tilt forward and release. Now from the top of your head, you're going to go into a dolphin. Inhale. Exhale, come and sit into chair pose. Inhale, stay. Exhale. Reverse undulation, extension, and down. One more time, same thing. Inhale, arms overhead. Little arch, make sure that's on the upper body, but don't arch the lower back. Exhale, tilt forward. You can bend your knees if this was too much for your knees on the previous run through. Inhale, keep the knees bent if you also need it. Make sure the top of your head is reaching far away from the pelvis. Exhale, tilt forward. You can grab your elbows this time to go a little bit further down. From the top of your head, release the hands. Inhale, all the way up. Let it undulate in your chest, in your pelvis also, and land. Keep the knees together and exhale. Reverse undulate, pushing from heels, knees, pelvis, chest, and all the way down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Now a more advanced version. Go all the way in your folds. Inhale. Unreleve. Exhale. Release, unreleve. This is more difficult. Inhale, roll up, undulate. Exhale. Let's go lower. Inhale, stay. You can let an arm wave go through. And exhale. Yes? Okay, let's keep going. So we are now going to move backwards. Now let's keep going. We're going to open our feet in first en dehors and go in first parallel by tilting our heels in the alignment of the second toe. Make sure that your feet are hip width apart. So if you were placing your hands here, you would bend into plie and let the fingers arrive in front of your second toe. So same beginning, and then we're going to start going behind with our downward facing dog and plank and all that. Inhale. Exhale, tilt forward. Take space on the sides and forward. Inhale, arms along the pelvis if you want, you can releve it. Exhale, reverse. Place your hands on the floor. So here I'm doing a contraction, letting it go through my spine, out through the arms as I fold and connect my ribs to the thighs. And from here, you're going to walk back into plank, a high plank. To take it nice and sweet for the beginning, we just bend our knees, tilt the elbows to the back, and shift our weight forward with our head. So tracing a little circle, forward, instead of going down, which is making us break the lower back. So nice and engaged core. Push to the back, pull forward, and let your toes stay in place. Bring the shoulders close together and the elbows together for a little cobra pose. And inhale, stay. Unarch the lower back. Make sure you're pressing the pubic bone in the ground. You can get the legs up off the floor. Inhale, open the arms. And exhale. Okay, release. Inhale. Hands on the ground. Okay, core engaged, navel to the belly button. On your knees, inhale. Come into child's pose. Exhale. Roll your forehead on the ground, the top of your forehead, as you're letting the sacrum, tailbone going far away from the spine, from the cervicals. And inhale. Let your back come parallel to the ground. Exhale. Tuck the knees, the feet under, and you're going to get the knees off the ground. Stay here for puppy pose. And exhale. Push your shoulders close to the knees, keeping hands nice and wide. Make sure your feet are hip-width apart. And if you want, exhale, closing the ribs, you're going to let your knees come towards the ground. And inhale, relevé. Plie, bend the knees, and heels down, and exhale. One more time. So if you just are discovering this, come and look at the screen for a second. Relevé. So lifting the heels. Plie is bending your knees. Heels reach down, and then extend. We're back to downward dog. And then I will reverse that with you. Bend, so the knees get forward and the heels slightly off the ground. Relevé, and this time heels are coming all the way up, and I don't move my pelvis. And then lengthen, my pelvis reaches up, and then exhale. I contract lower belly as my heels reach down. Yeah, so let's go back to it. Come back on your mats. And relevé. Plié. Heels down, and exhale, and extend. And up. Plié, exhale. Keep exhaling and start inhaling. One more time, relevé. Plié, heels down and up, and switch now. Plié, relevé, lift and down. Okay, from here, rise, let your pelvis come forward. We're going to sit over our heels and roll up. So you see that when we're doing our dancing sun salutation, we're still doing things very progressively. So let's give a bit of love to our wrists. Make sure that they feel okay. Keep your forearms together. So you can make small circles, really keeping the wrists tight together, crossing your fingers. And then we're going to keep our forearms in front of us, but we have to not move them. So don't rotate. We're going to do controlled rotations, and with this I'm going to flex my hand, so really push the palm of the hand forward and out, and try and push the knuckles towards the front. And with the flat hand I will just focus on the sensation of each little thing happening in my wrists. Oop, might feel cracking if you have your nerves moving around. And then reverse the direction. You don't need to go fast, you need to go with awareness and with your breath. And not move, so don't turn from the elbow. Just have everything come as flat as you can with your hands. So here. Okay, great. Now that we have warmed up our hands, we place our hands next to the knees, slightly in front, and we're going to tilt forward from the hips, keeping our spine nice and long. You're going to activate the hands and imagine that the hands are pushing through the mats a few millimeters, and this is already awakening your shoulders and your back. And keep opening the back here. So bringing the sternum, the bone in the middle of your thoracic cage forward. Feel also that you're starting to shift the weight onto the ball, the top of your foot, the coup de pied. All right, inhale. Press in your hands, engage the perineum. Exhale, we're going to try and lift the knees and the tibia little by little. Make sure that you're not breaking in your ankles. So you're not breaking the lines and also not breaking that line on the profile so that it doesn't look like an owl foot. So really keeping the balls of your feet aligned with the tibia and the coup de pied. Inhale. Engage perineum. Exhale. Lift a little bit higher than earlier and we keep pressing in your hands, gathering through around the center, around the navel. Inhale and come down. Perineum, exhale. Try and go a little bit higher. Inhale. Exhale down. Let's go as high as we can, pelvis to the sky. Inhale. Press, exhale. Okay. How are your hands feeling? Feet feeling? So, you don't have to go as high as me, but if you do, you are working with making your coup de pied and your extensions really nice in your foot. So you have those powerful, graceful, pointy toes rather than trying to point without that line continuation. So now, in order to bring a bit more dynamic and also to create the transition between my sentence and Heather's, let's learn how to jump from there. Place your hands on the floor and just watch it for a second. Bend the knees. So you see that you need to keep your knees really soft. In French, moelleux, so that you don't land boom, putting impact in your knees and your pelvis. So when you land, whoop, you let a bounce happen in your pelvis and soften the knees. So when we are jumping, we're tilting head forward where the pelvis is coming up. If you can, point your toes as you're up. A more advanced version of this is, inhale, to land on your coup de pied. Exhale. But don't hurt yourself. If you land too quickly or if you don't suspend enough, don't try and do it today. Make sure that you come back on the balls of the feet. Knees are soft. And try to make no noise. Last time to come up. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, from there, roll up. And take a step towards the front of your mat. Okay. So one more round of the dancing sun salutation. Let's start now to go a little bit faster with it and also more advanced. Let's redo our sun salutation now with more flow, more advanced dynamics. This time going in first en dehors, so opening your feet in the diagonals, listening to the opening of your hips, and now going back to parallel, bringing the heels aligned with your second toe. Deep inhale, arch up, upper back, exhale, tilt forward, all the way down. Inhale, placing the hands in the center of the thigh, try and come and releve. Exhale, roll out to come down. And you can let your heels come down. Inhale, all the way up. Undulate till you bend your knees. Exhale. From here, let the hands melt. Elbows, wrists, and now you're going to shift the weight over your hands in order to jump backwards, up, or you can still walk. High plank, deep inhale, stay. Really feel the space between the shoulder blades and the spine. Exhale, stay. Let's twist our hips. And now elbows, the point of the elbows turn back. Exhale, you come forward with a connection of your ribs towards your elbow. Push to the back, pull forward, deep inhale. From here, make sure that your pelvis is not on the ground so that you're really engaging your core and protecting the lower back. Knees off the ground. Now you have different options to go back. Either you put your knees, flex the feet, and go into downward dog, or if it's available for you, then go directly without breaking the ankles, and pull through center, roll on one foot and the other to come in downward dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. Let's add back a wave, a ripple through our spine, and releve. Contract lower belly, tilt the head. One more time. And inhale. Around the sacrum, lower back, middle of the back, upper back, the cervicals. Let's do this on forearms. Inhale. Releve. Exhale. Shift the weight forward to back. One more time. Feel really the weight shift from the back body, pushing through your feet, rolling from your elbows to your hands, and then pushing into the feet. From here, knees down. And let's keep our chest in the floor. Walk your hands forward in the cat's stretching pose. So here, this is a chest and shoulder opening movement. All right, and from there, you can roll the top of your forehead on the ground. Deep inhale. Perineum, exhale. Okay. From there, come and sit over your heels and roll up. We're going to take a big step forward with our left foot into Anjalayasana. So here you want both feet to be in the alignment that we discussed earlier, which is first parallel with your hip, knee, second toe aligned. Okay, when you're here, you're going to open now your foot to the side so that you are opening from the hip and really having the en dehors. It's still a parallel in your back foot. Make sure that you're not sickling behind. Place the toes on the ground. So just to show you facing front. So here, Anjalayasana in parallel. Here, droop onto rail tracks, like a train, and then en dehors. Okay, so from there, en dehors, and lift, but try not to drop the right hip, really lift the hip so that it's parallel, so that you also have to push yourself off the right shoulder. Okay, and from there, push in your heel and really give pressure in the back toes and try and do big circles. So you're going through a torsion towards your left side. So right shoulder is connected to the left knee. And one more time. Inhale. Try to make it as big as you're reaching your hand and caressing a wall, an imaginary wall next to you. Exhale. Come in the forearms for lizard pose. If this is not available right now and your hip is not collaborating yet, you can keep your hands higher and stay in a high plank. All right, deep inhale and exhale. Move back. Knees on the floor. Little child's pose to relax. Deep inhale. Perineum, exhale. Round the spine forward and set your right foot, forward. So you're connecting your shoulder to the knee. Make sure that your knee is not past the toes in order to protect the knee. Come in en dehors, that foot stays there. Come in en dehors, so you're opening the knee to 45 degrees there, wherever your hip opening feels good. Place the foot flex and get the length in the back leg. Ooh, you should feel your left psoas stretching. So the more you retroverse the pelvis, the more you lift your pelvis upward and fill the pelvis. Imagine that it's full of water and you keep it in, the more you will feel your psoas. All right, inhale and exhale. Okay, inhale, stay, and exhale. Lengthen the leg back. Exhale, knees on the ground, pull back. How does it feel? Your hips feel nice and warm, right? All right, let's just discuss about one tip that is about bringing your your ribs to your elbow. I said earlier that you have to think forward and not down. If I think down, I drop my pelvis and I crush the lower back. So one of the ways to work on this is to have blocks to reach. It's like a little goal. So inhale and exhale, pull forward, boom. Yeah, does it make sense? So now I'm behind the blocks. Let's go on full plank, high plank. Turn the tips of the elbow back and okay. Notice that when you're here, when you're all the way down, you have a connection between your elbow and your ribs. Inhale, exhale. Okay, yeah. Knees down, staying in one line between the knee and the head. So we're going to need that connection when it comes to doing Eka Pada Koundinyasana. So before we go into Eka Pada Koundinyasana, we have to warm up our hamstrings. So take a big step forward. You're going to let the hips draw back as you keep the heel in the ground and try and point the toe. If you want, you can go into en dehors to really feel that the back of the leg is nice and lengthening. So just in order to feel the difference, roll from parallel, hips facing front, to the rotation in your upper hip, knee to the side, toes facing the camera. The front, inhale, the sides, the audience, exhale. And keep the spine long. This is too much for you, use bricks. And here. Other side, shook. So, foot forward, under the shoulder blade, draw the pelvis back in order to lengthen the leg and point the toes. Inhale, first parallel and open and parallel. And open by rotating the knee. And parallel, open, parallel, open. Okay. Okay, come back. So let me give you a few tips for Eka Pada Koundinyasana from here. In order to do this pose, you need to keep your elbows open. Do it with me. So keep the hands on the ground, fingers facing forward, and then rotate your elbows in, down, and then out. Okay, so in your plank position, when you're going in chaturanga, you tuck the elbows behind and you move forward, yeah? When it comes to doing Eka Pada Koundinyasana, so Eka means one, Pada leg, Kundini is the name of the pose, and then Asana means the pose. So you come forward, en dehors, rise the back leg, keep the right hip engaged and lifted, don't drop it. Come on your forearms. So first, make sure that this is okay. If whatever I'm offering afterwards is not okay, just work here. And then this is step 2. Step 3, so level 3, is to connect your elbow to the back of the knee. So notice that I'm opening, I don't keep the elbow down, I open to the side. I really rotate it up and out. So here really, I have a connection between, see there's no space between my waist and my thigh. The higher the knee, the better in terms of weight transfer. So, show you from the side. Boom. So they're connected, they're together. And then from there, it's easier to lift the leg. You stay on the hand. And then you're going to tuck the elbow in so that you can place your ribs into the elbow, and then this leg can shoot forward. So here we go. Inhale. Inhale. So here we are. Then connect your ribs to your wrist, to your elbow, sorry, and then shift forward. Whoop. Let me do the other side to show you. So let me show you Eka Pada Koundinyasana on the other side. Right foot forward, turn out, flex the foot, come here and forearms. Okay, now let's just do the lizard pose with the leg lift. So here, really keeping our right knee into the right shoulder. So walking your toes forward and really feeling the weight shift on your arm. And whenever you're ready, when you feel that you can lift the leg up and off. Inhale and exhale. Oof, you should feel the outside, so the femoral biceps, the outside of the hamstring into your foot. Woohoo! From there, push back, circle the leg, come down. Okay, so to express the pose in its fullness and identity, let's do that again. But this time, instead of staying on forearms, I'm going to go on both hands. So it makes me shift the weight from the very upper part of the arm into the middle of the upper arm. I will show you. Deep inhale. Okay, and then I have to bring my left ribs to my left elbow. And from there, notice how much my weight has shifted forward. As I do that, you see how the head is traveling? Remember when we had our bricks? One. Okay. When you're here, so what is changing is that at the beginning, you have the weight in the middle of the thigh, and then as you're doing Eka Pada Koundinyasana, it's a little bit more on the adductors. So it's shifting and rolling a little bit. I hope this makes sense. We'll do it again in the choreography. I don't want to do it too many times right now that we are out of energy for what's coming up. Okay, from there. Come back, let's do a little jump to go back to the front of our mats. Inhale, perineum, exhale. Soft knees, roll up, and let yourself fall forward to come back. I think we're ready to do our choreographies, so you can put your mats away. Okay, let's start the choreography to the right hand side. In order to do the right hand side, I sit on the right side of my room, facing the right corner. Starting just hands in prayer position to breathe a few times. Inhale. Exhale, set yourself up for the beginning. Opening your hands forward. Inhale, impulse. Hands shoulder level. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Sharp. Melt down and forward. Palms up into cat's stretch pose. And then contract. Forward and push back in your heels. Deep inhale, stay. Twist. 2, 3. Exhale. Open up and inhale. Exhale. So here you have a wave that starts from your hand into your shoulder, and then you develop a point, flex, point again. All right, you don't have to do it, it's optional. Inhale, stay. On the exhale, prepare to start. Inhale with an impulse. 3 exhales. Melt forward into cat's stretch position. Inhale. Exhale, shift the weight forward, push back in your heels and twist. The third twist takes you into a développé of the arm and the leg, and from here, inhale, arm wave in, exhale, arm wave out, boom. Drop and swift inhale, hips up, exhale, push the space on your left, grab the left knee with your right elbow. Inhale, point the right toes. Exhale, slice your hand into the ground in order to tilt 45 degrees. Navasana. And inhale, release the arms. Exhale, come into baby grasshopper. And turn into your demi-point. Inhale, warrior with the en dehors. Big arm circle with your left arm. Exhale, you're going to stay here. Connect your shoulder under the knee. If this is something that your body doesn't want to do, you can simply stay here in demi-point, en dehors, and pressing in your hands. Otherwise, if you wish, so go through lizard pose, open the elbow, left elbow to the side, and keeping your knee into the shoulder, you're going to lengthen the leg. And if you wish, you can lower into Eka Pada Koundinyasana. From there, we're going to flex the back foot and extend the leg directly into three-legged dog. Okay, let's do everything to the right-hand side with a breath. And inhale. Just take a moment to go inside and exhale, release your hands to finish the preparation. Now this is when we start. Inhale with an impulse. Exhale. Your breath is synchronized with your movements. And lean forward into cat stretch. Inhale. Contract from belly, turn the hand, shift the weight forward and flex back. Exhale. 3. Using the third one to go on the side of the foot and develop the arm and the leg at the same time. And inhale. So from right arm wave to left, exhale. Swing the arm and lift the pelvis as high as you can, stay in a releve for the back foot. And inhale, sit onto the right side, push the left space and connect your right elbow to your left knee. Exhale, look behind you, lengthening the spine. Inhale, shift towards the back, rising at 45 degrees, your leg tilting your spine in Navasana. Exhale, float with the arms, let them express themselves. Cross the left leg over and connect your ankle and try and reach with both hands. On the exhale, baby grasshopper, keeping both elbows tucked in. All right, this can also, if this is too much to shift the weight directly and land into demi-point, you can first put your hands, go into flat foot, connect here your thigh to your ankle, and then go into baby grasshopper. Okay, ideally we fold the elbows. Okay, so we're here on the exhale. Then make sure you're not circling the foot here. Foot is reaching down and this leg doesn't move. I'm going to shoot for the back diagonal where it's the prolongation of where I started initially. So I'm going to unfold the legs and set myself, let the right foot slide back, hip width apart. This leg is en dehors, turn out. Knee is a little bit towards you, towards the front, the audience. And then my leg is in the diagonal. All right, in warrior one with en dehors, inhale, huge circle with your left hand. Exhale, this is also where we have a few options. Either you go into Eka Pada Koundinyasana with a lift in the back foot and then land to arrive into three-legged dog, or you can take the variations that lead you there if you're building still towards that. So connect your elbow to the knee, make sure that you're reducing the space between your waist and the thigh and turning out your elbow here on that end. Once you have your foot towards your chest and your chest towards your foot, you can rise the leg. And once you have done that, if you want to rise the back leg, bend into your elbow, shift your weight slightly forward, which gives you this. So here I'm going to place my right ribs against the right elbow. Okay, then flex the right foot and keeping both hips parallel, you're tracing an elliptic, a circle, but it's not with the en dehors, it's still both hips face front. I'm going to push into my three-legged dog. Either your leg can be at a low level or in the prolongation of your back, or if you want, it can go all the way in the prolongation of the other leg. Also, make sure hips are parallel, but you can work with a slight turnout in the leg. Close the ribs, inhale, and exhale, round center, knee towards the forehead. And sit with your hips parallel, back hip parallel, but front hip is in pigeon, turning out. Back foot is here, make sure you're not cycling. Try and lengthen the back leg if possible. If you wish, you can also have the variation where you're pushing in your hands, eventually working isometrically and lifting the bottom of the right leg and pressing on the bottom of your right thigh and working with the extension. All right, but this is optional. So if your body is just working on pigeon, you can have this variation. And if really this is difficult, you can bring and sit over your heel. So bring your thigh in parallel. All right. From there, we have Martha Graham, fourth en dehors. So I'm going to keep my front knee in the same position, whereas the back leg is going to open. My goal is to have both knees and hips in the same alignment. So if you look at it from here, I'm not doing any sort of triangle. I'm really rather trying to trace a line. And then my hip is not en dedans, so closing forward, but rather opening forward. It's as if I wanted my ischion, the bottom, to really sit on the ground. So this is happening in both hips. All right. You could even have the back knee open a little bit more back. Okay. Try and point both toes. Let's do with the breath again. I think from our circle. And inhale, elbow to knee, exhale, press inward and lengthen the leg. Okay, I won't do the Eka Pada variation, inhale. Now we can add a leg wave into a spinal wave. So the details for this is that you flex the toe, knee, hip is reacting, and then contract from belly to chin. Okay, inhale, stay. Exhale, around center, knee to chin. On a high plank variation, inhale, pigeon. Exhale. And inhale, fourth Graham. Now keep circling towards your right side, so you open the right leg as if you wanted your knees to be as far away from each other. And keep circling and circling and circling until your left hand is trying to reach at your right foot. And you can bring your gaze in a slight diagonal, or actually I'm looking kind of down there, a lower diagonal. And inhale, I'm going to now press in my hands, keep my right foot and right hand in place, and lift the pelvis as high as I can. Keep turning out in the leg also, and the hip. And inhale, exhale. So same leg and hand as earlier. Keeping the turnout. Keep lifting the pelvis. Inhale. Exhale. Push the space on the left again. Now, extension of the spine. Make sure you're not arching here. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, contract. Inhale. Exhale. And we're ready to start to the left side. Yes? Let me redo it on the right hand side with giving you my back so that we are sure that you're not confused with directions. For the directions, we start facing the right hand corner and we travel towards the back left corner. According to your room, you might need to adapt and switch things around, of course. But if you do have a big space, this is how I am writing it. Okay. Hands in prayer. Prep. Exhale. Open. And with the impulse, arms at shoulder level, inhale. Exhale, shoulder, elbow, hand. Tilt forward, slide. Inhale. Contraction, bringing your hand forward, shift the weight front to back for a low plank. And hips, right, right down. Vroom. Close the right hand in. Develop the leg. They arrive both at the same time. Optional wave, inhale. Exhale, flex point, put the foot down, inhale, with a swing, exhale, from the side of the foot, come and point the toes, connect the elbows and the knee. Inhale, stay, long spine, exhale, shift back, Navasana, core strength, inhale, cross and exhale, baby grasshopper. And keep shifting. So here, either in the diagonal, this is where you have an option. You can also go directly, so not diagonal, but so that you end up profile here. So actually I will choose profile so that I have enough depth for my camera. And inhale, so en dehors, big circle as wide as you can along an imaginary wall. Exhale, long legs. And push in your hand. Eventually you might move your right hand forward to have your three-legged dog that's nice and parallel. Close the ribs. Exhale, leg wave into the spinal wave. Inhale, knee forward, exhale, pigeon. Inhale, upward extension. Exhale, contraction into Graham. Inhale, spiral and open. Exhale, engage the core to push in your hands and lengthen. Inhale. And exhale, lengthen the hand far away from the foot. And inhale as your chest opens. No arch in the back. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, great. When I finish, when I do the whole sequence, so notice here, notice here that I finish just parallel from where I started because I did not go in my true diagonal. If you do everything on the diagonal, so let's backtrack and come with me with the real directions. Okay, so here you shoot back in the diagonal. Your Eka Pada, so leg extension is in the diagonal, and here you're pushing and you are giving your back to your starting point. And from here, leg wave into spine. Inhale. And exhale, hips down. Extension, inhale. And Graham, exhale. And open, knee open, la seconde, exhale. Twist and torsion the waist. Inhale. Exhale. Long legs, long toes, long fingers and long toes. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so you see that when I did my true diagonal, I finished on the left-hand side, which is the exact opposite from where we started on the right-hand side, which puts us on the left side. And it will be the exact same sequence on the left. When you put my section with Heather's section, you have to do the little break in the diagonal line as you're traveling, because it will help you be in the good space to start again her choreography. At least it will get you back in the same orientation of the body, which can be helpful. So this is my advice. When you put them both together, you have to break your diagonal travel. You go this way, and then when it comes to taking the warrior pose, you change your orientation. Okay, let's do everything to the left. So I'm back to facing you on the left-hand side. I'm in the left side of my room towards my left wall. My front is my left corner and my back is my right back corner. Okay? Make sure that you do the same with you, that you're actually noticing what's in front of you in those corners, in front and behind you. So that's when you are in the middle of moving and placing your hands and shifting your weights, you know where you are. Okay, because Yoga Dance Air is about taking your yoga off the mat and connecting to the space. I think it's very important to work from inside out and keep connecting to your core, to your breath, but also connect with the outer world and stay here with yourself as you're with others and with the space around you. So let's do this in our practice, and I hope that this is a good way for me to put it and for you to receive that intention and message. Okay, left hand side. Let me just say one thing on the left slowly. When I raise my hands with impulse, I accelerate the beginning and then I just stop at shoulder level. I know we have a tendency, we want to bring our arms all the way up, so just stop here. Then the design is that here you're reaching for elbows really far away from each other and your hands are pressing in front of the shoulders. Then you have the connection between your elbow and your ribs, and then you release and you melt down. So in terms of the qualities of movement, it's fast at the beginning, fast at the beginning, fast at the beginning, and then nice and slow and melting, and then you keep going. All right? For other details, when you're melting from here, your hands are up. Just make sure I'm in the camera. So your hands are up and you're doing the cat stretch with the chest opening and shoulder opening here. Contract from lower belly, let the spine ripple. This is going to turn your hands, which allows you then to put your weight front. So bring the pelvis with you and then push in your hands and in your forearms and go flex so that you push back. From here, we go twist, left, right, left. So your back hip from the audience, and then your left hand comes in so that you can develop the right foot and the left leg. So you're still facing front, inward wave towards outward wave. From here, down. So in terms of qualities, we're going to whoop, try and drop the bottom of the leg as you drop the whole arm from your shoulders. So it's like swinging, whoop, yeah, and there's like a little bounce that's happening in the hip. So, whoop, okay, from there, high on the pelvis, and look, connecting your left shoulder to your right thigh, really rise onto the medium of your ischions and twist. You can pull your hand with your hand so actually pull to gain a little bit more of extension. If this is too much for you, it's okay to just have one hand that's here. Or if your lower back is hurting or anything like this, it doesn't have to be super twisted. If you want to have a more advanced variation, then you can actually set your hands and do everything in bind. So that's the bind. So we are arriving from here. So you're on the outside of the left foot and whoop, bind. Inhale and exhale. Long spine, try and keep the long back and release. So Navasana. So Navasana is about core strength here, and you want to aim for, so it's still 90 degrees between your leg and your chest, but you're 45 degrees from the ground and the leg, and 45 degrees under the ground in your back. So here, float with the arms with outer 8, cross. And as we did earlier, we had different options. So either you connect directly the back of your ankle, or you set your foot flat and then have your weight in there and then come up. All right? So let me do the full version. And so on the midpoint and whoop, look. All right. From there, unfold and turn. So here you notice that there's a quarter turn here, but I want my knee still to face that direction, my right hand front corner, and so the back leg is going to push back so that you really have a lot of width. The idea is that this one goes back so that your knee is over your ankle, not over your toes. This is dangerous for the knee, so slide back, hello plant. The other detail is that you can either, if you decide, you can have en dehors, or you can have parallel in the back leg. So from there, circle your right arm as if you were tracing a big circle across, like next to the wall that's next to you, imaginary wall on the right hand side. Lengthen the waist and feel your left psoas really stretch. And now, after the extension, the contraction, and the smallness and the tightness, boom. Eka Pada Koundinyasana. If you wish, you can lift the back leg. Okay. From there, flex the foot, push back, and if necessary, you set back your left hand. Again, decide how high you want your right leg to be, and with what other part of the body it's connected. From foot flex, point, knee, hip, contract lower belly till the chin, and push back, and around center, knee to the forehead, sit down, and extend the back foot. Deep inhale, and exhale, bringing your foot close to the head, which is optional. It's totally fine to be here in your regular pigeon, but if you want to do this one, my advice is to actually start from isometric stretch. I don't do it if my hip is all the way down. I just discovered recently that if I actually push myself off the floor, engage my hips, then it's really forcing me to lengthen everything. I go on the tips of my fingers, and then I can open much higher. So I'm actually cheating in the sense that my hips are slightly off the floor, which is making me gain a bit of space and height. From there, Martha Graham. Knee aligned with the other knee, really far. So this is one side, and then your legs are opening as if you had a fight between both knees and they don't want to talk to each other anymore. And then right hand is going towards your right foot, right hand, right foot. Push into the left hand. So there's always an immobile part of the body and a mobile part of the body in order to have fluid transition. So here what's not moving is going to be my left hand and my left tibia. And I rise the leg, and same hand, same leg as earlier, whoop, tick. And then usually this is what's happening. I do inward wave with my arm into the shoulder, then I go outward leg wave, and then I ripple again the outward foot with the outward hands. So it's a single wave going into a double outward wave. Check out my online school, everything's explained in there. If this is not clear, which is normal. I mean, it takes time to understand those concepts, so check it out. All right, there, inhale and exhale. Okay, from here, hand far away from the leg, so you're still on the same axis. So one line from your fingertip till your toe. And from there, gather towards the center, bring your leg in, fold forward. And from here, really rise from the tip of your sternum in order not to take in your lower back. This is really important. If this is not something that you feel comfortable with or you feel that you have back pain, it's okay to do a smaller circle and research from that, or just have a gentle neck stretch. Voilà, but if you want to do the full thing, make sure that you're engaging from the core in order to build your arch and not hurt yourself. And come forward. And then as you roll up the hands and come back to the beginning. And now you notice that I'm, well, not totally finishing that direction, but normally I should finish in the right hand corner so that I can start right again. So you can loop right and left. Okay, let me do it to the left hand side, giving you my back so that we're sure we are okay with this, and I think we're good to go. So let's review our left hand side choreography, which is the one that you will be needing to connect it with Heather's right hand side bit of choreography. Yes, I'm going to face the back so that you can follow my back, just like we would do in class if we had a mirror. So this will be my front. Hands in prayer. Inhale. Open the hands, exhale. And impulse. 3 little breaths, melt. Cat stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Shift forward, push back, heels, and switch, and left, right, left. Using the third one to develop. Inhale. Double hand wave and foot wave, and swing, whoop. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, push the space on the right hand. Inhale, torsion. Exhale, Navasana. And release. Exhale. Woohoo! That's my more difficult side. And from here, unfold the leg and go towards your back diagonal. Inhale, right hand up. And exhale. Eka Pada Koundinyasana. If you decide to tilt, otherwise, let's flex the foot and go whoop, hips parallel into 3-legged dog. And inhale, right foot into the spine till the top of your head. Exhale, right knee forward. Open the knee out of the right shoulder. Inhale. And exhale. Optional extension. Inhale, contract, continue towards the left with the volume traveling. Keep going in that spiral towards the left. And right hand and left leg up as you push in your left hand. Inhale. Exhale. Extension. Inhale. Sit. Exhale. See that I'm orienting myself to finish on the right hand side. Inhale. Exhale. All right, and then you can keep going with my choreography on the right hand side. Let's see if we can do it with more flow. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arm wave to leg wave. Swing, hips up. And come and sit torsion. And Navasana, arm. Okay, crossover, baby grasshopper. And going diagonal, going profile actually, inhale. And connecting for the leg stretch, so it's Actually, now the name is lizard pose with extension of the leg. Inhale. And leg to foot, to head, to hands, boom. And pigeon, inhale. Exhale. As I'm going slower, faster, I'm accelerating some of the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And switch direction to start to the left again. Etc., etc., etc. Woohoo! So, my body, and I don't know how yours feel, but it's always nice to see the effects of certain combinations. It feels with very long legs. I feel very stretched in the legs, very tone in general. My core is nicely engaged and I feel very, very awake, and I congratulate you for the hard work. So let me make a note about directions when it comes to putting the two combinations that we offered with Heather. We do suggest that as you're learning Heather's choreography, you practice right and left, and for mine, I teach you right and left. If you put them together, you do not do her right side and then my right side. You actually do her right combination with my left combination, and that will take you back to the beginning. And then you could practice doing her left combination with my right combination. But when it comes to performing it or to sending us a video of yourself, feel free to do both, the whole thing, but it's going to be pretty long. So now let's build the connection between Heather's piece and my section. When you arrive from Heather's piece, and you start with your right leg, you will finish on the left-hand side of the room with that portion. So here, rolling, going into mermaid, opening to face the right hand wall, boom, roll, and then she pushes to arrive here, which sets us up on the left-hand corner, left-hand side of our room, which makes us do my choreography to the left side, which is the second one that I taught you. So up, boom, 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 tilt forward, and contract, shift the hands. Okay, so the tip here is to bring your left hand in, go onto the left side of the foot, develop the right leg and the right hand. Inward wave. All right, and for me, you're going to do the torsion towards the right back corner, the left back corner of your room, into this one, boom, boom, cross, shift the weight. Okay, now this is where we have a direction shift. So instead of going in the diagonal, as I had said it, for us, we go profile, all right? So knees opening and circle, and Eka Pada Koundinyasana. Whoop, this is also profile. Then the pigeon is still profile with the extension. Then fourth is starting to face back. Continue à la seconde, facing your right wall. Keep going here. Keep going here, and now face the back wall to try and reach towards your right hand. Develop the leg here and circle. And now we use the trick of the knees to finish at our starting point, which was facing the right corner, to do Heather's choreography again from the beginning. Does that make sense in terms of directions? So, to clarify, if you do Heather's choreography to the left side, then you will have to do my choreography folding your right arm in and developing the left leg and the left hand. I need to give you one more transition in order to come up. So we have to jump, and in order to do this, you're going to press in your hands, go on demi-point, so on the balls of the feet, and then place your knees again and come and sit. Let's do this a few times. So one thing that is extremely important for when it comes to jump is to keep some softness in your knees. So bouncing as you land, and then pushing yourself off the hands to reach back and set your pelvis over your feet and roll up. One more time. Inhale, exhale. Yes? Great. Oop. And then I can jump in a different direction. These are my tips to put them together, and thank you so much for joining us. It was a true pleasure, and remember to join the channel, join the interactive challenges. In Instagram, I will have more guests and friends that I'm inviting, with whom I'm going to create things, and voila! You can also play with us, and really I would love to see you do those moves and try them out and ask questions, and let's build this yoga dancer community, okay? See you soon!